Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any other watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a watch that came out in 2018 and immediately staked a claim to the best value in high horology skeletonized sports watches. When you compare this watch to timepieces from the likes of Audemars Piguet and Girard-Perregaux, you realize that Cartier is exactly where it wants to be in terms of perceived rivals, but at a level of technical sophistication that frankly leaves them gasping trying to keep up. This watch is packed with value. Of course, we're talking about the Cartier Santos de Cartier skeleton, a timepiece in stainless steel that measures 39.8 millimeters from side to side, not including the crown, 9.1 millimeters thick, surprisingly slim, and 47.5 millimeters from lug to lug. The watch wears quite easily on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and I should mention the watch comes with accessory straps, a leather and rubber, and you can swap them using the quick change lugs that I will demonstrate in a moment. The watch has a wonderful curve or camber to its lug tips, so it wears really well on a small wrist, and I could recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. You can see how low it sits. Quite amenable to a dress sleeve or a tight cuff. This is a handsome watch that is your sports watch as well as your dress watch, all rolled into one. Now, the timepiece includes a remarkably impressive bracelet system with QuickSwitch and SmartLinks. I'm not sure I have enough nail. You can see I manicure my nails so you guys aren't revolted when I shoot these reviews. After all, most people's male nails would not hold up under ultra close scrutiny. So I don't have quite the nails necessary to do this quickly, but you will, as you will not be trimming daily. There's an easy push button release, so you can remove the bracelet and the straps from the case, and you can do all of this without tools. Now, there are also a number of removable links. You can see these little ports in the underside of the bracelet, and these on both sides, you simply push them with your nails. Again, my nails have been cut down, but you simply push these little tabs and the retaining bar holding the removable links to the bracelet pops out. You can't pull it out all the way, so you can't lose that small part, but as soon as it pops out with spring-loaded action, you can pull the bracelet apart by hand. It gives you absolutely no resistance, and all of this sizing and resizing, you can return the links. It can be done without tools. So not only can you swap to a strap, but you can actually size the bracelet, expanding or contracting it using nothing but your fingernail. Stainless steel, double deployant, twin trigger clasp gives you a lot of security against accidental deployment while the watch is on the wrist. Now, the dial is handsome, and a big part of the appeal of this watch is that you get a lot of the excitement of a display caseback on the dial side. So you get the twin mainspring barrels, you get the escapement and the balance. You can see all that from the dial side, and the dial has been satinated on its top and really beveled quite well on its edges. This is a mostly machined bevel, but the fact that it is mirrored and there are no visible milling marks speaks to the attention to detail and the time Cartier invested to make this look and feel like a super premium product. Some changes to the Santos for 2018. The timepiece is probably the biggest all-around redesign of the Santos since the Santos 100 back in 2004. So the bezel, which as ever has the distinctive bolts, it's polished to contrast with the primarily satin finished case. There's a spinel cabochon on the crown. It is a push-down crown in spite of the 100-meter water resistance. There's also a little bit of polishing on the flank as well as the lug shoulders, but the bezel itself now has a little waterfall that sort of flows into the expanse of the bracelet. You can see these handsome little screw style embellishments, polished contrast with the satin primary links. The dial, of course, is impressive because it allows you to enjoy so much of that for which you've paid. You really don't need to flip the watch over to examine the display caseback, but you can. This is the 9611 manufacturer Cartier. It is a manual wind 20 jewel 4 Hz beat rate, twin mainspring barrel, 72-hour power reserve Cartier movement. So it is relatively long-legged with the 72-hour power reserve, and you can see that the finishing on the reverse side, and you can really see that beveling that I mentioned. Quite impressive stuff. It's impressive just how little there is to the movement, as the bridges containing the motion works, the keyless works, the drivetrain, and the barrels comprises only about 50% of the caseback area, so Cartier has succeeded in opening up this movement. All of the screws are polished on their top, and it is a very good looking watch. So reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.